Hey, folks, one of the Redneck Country podcasts. You're on with Real Redneck Todd Millard. And, of course, we've got the almost guy, Real Redneck Bill. Tom Bill, are you there?
I am here, and it's a beautiful night for a podcast.
It's a beautiful night. It's a cold night for a podcast.
Well, I tell you right now that I have got more layers on than I've ever had podcasting out in the sunroom. Because it was minus 31 when I woke up this morning, and it's only minus 31. Yeah, it was minus 31 when I woke up this morning, and it was only minus 11, but minus 19 with the wind chill when I stepped into my sunroom today. So
the sunroom, air quotes.
yeah. And just let me put a little caveat here. If you hear me scream like, well, halfway through this
I'm glad
podcast.
You didn't say a sexist comment, Bill.
Yeah.
Because everybody screams.
Yeah, but nobody screams quite like Todd Millard when he's scared.
You've never, I'm not sure if I've ever been scared.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever seen him in a layout blind with a spider? Holy
I was just going to
moly.
say, we had the trap shooting this year. It was a spider that came by. That guy ran 5 trap fields away just so you get away from that spider.
First of all, not scared, but second of all, spiders are not natural. They're not of this earth. They have like 8 legs, 8 eyes. That's not normal. Nothing else on this planet has that combination put together. That's just, it's weird and bizarre. So when you think about it like that, and how many are there? They're everywhere. So when you think about it like that, doesn't that worry you a little? Not scare you, but worry you. Yeah. So I don't want that kind of negativity around me. I was trying to just get away because I got to be a positive light all the time. But I still wasn't. I don't remember that. Was I? I wasn't scared.
Oh yeah, you screamed in terror. But anyways, with that fact, I'm sitting out here in the sunroom, and my wife and daughter are convinced they saw a bird in the sunroom today. Now I tell you, if I see a bird halfway through this podcast, it's coming at me like a rocket.
Don't they mean right now? It's drinking tea.
Yeah, it's not one of those little birds that go into your water glass, but no. Anyways, so that's the pre-podcast caveat here. If you hear something screaming terror, it may not be Todd Millard. So.
Oh, you'd be afraid of a bird.
Yeah, quite possibly startled. Let's call it startled, not afraid.
Startled. I like it. Well, see, and I don't even get startled. I just need to get away. It's negative.
Yeah.
Spiders are negative.
Who else we got there tonight?
Yes. Sitting beside me, as always, is my father, the patriarch of Redneck Country, Real Redneck Todd Millard. Dad, is your mic hot?
Yes, and I was even warm walking over because I dressed warm. It was pleasant.
You would have to on a night like tonight, I tell you. I can hear that wind whipping around outside there, like it's going to open this door any second to let that bird out.
I went digging through my long john drawer, and I found my old Dickies, and I've been wearing my Dickies all week, and they work good around my neck.
Now, for anybody that's not 70, we better clarify what Dickies are. Good answer. Dickies are the turtleneck part of a turtleneck shirt, but only the turtleneck part of a turtleneck shirt.
They are awesome. They give me class.
Who else wears one? Is it Christmas Vacation, Uncle Eddie?
Yeah, it is definitely.
No, Cousin Eddie.
Cousin Eddie, whatever it is. Yeah,
but he wears a turtleneck.
No, he just has a dickie on, doesn't he?
I don't know.
Yes, he does. That's funny.
But it gives me class.
They give me class, and they look good with my sweats.
Meaning you have multiples with different colors for different situations?
Yes, I have black, burgundy, and white. And
you used to have yellow, gray, and white. But now I have them because I wear them. Wool Dickies. There's nothing warmer on your neck. You lose a lot of heat in the neck.
I wear a buff. I don't wear a Dickie. I wear a buff.
Buff's too thin. These are thick. These are wool.
Oh, you got the wool ones. I remember them. They were too warm.
Well, what are you wearing?
I'm just wearing the regular cotton Dickies. They're nice.
That looks new. Like the ones I'm wearing look like they were knitted by Grandma.
Oh, yeah. Big, thick, heavy ones. Yeah.
Oh, good grief. It's like velour. It's like the velvet fog sitting beside me.
And I've got some really fancy dress sweatshirts that zipper up. And I went and got them all taken in since I lost the weight, and I look classy now.
Do you have a matching pocket scarf to match your dickie?
No, because I don't have pockets of these shirts.
Well, what'd you do with the rest of the shirt then?
I don't know what she did with it. She just took them in. That's all I know.
No, I meant rest of the dickie.
Oh, no, I bought them that way, ding dong. Buy dickies.
And I'm feeling underdressed in my my plaid jacket and my trapper hat. So,
and that's all.
I think that represents
that's all he has on, folks. And that's why we don't go video.
I am wearing my cream colored Disney Cruise Line sweatshirt. That's actually fancy, and it's got
fancy. Yeah. It's a sweatshirt that's fancy.
It's a fancy sweatshirt with a gold zipper part way up the neck.
It might have a little bit of polyester in it.
Burgundy dickie, and I look cool.
I'm not sure when this podcast turned into the Vogue runway session, but I think we better change topics
for rednecks. The runway for rednecks. I tell you what. And coming down the aisle today, he's sporting his burgundy dickie, looking very classy and dapper in his fancy sweatshirt. It's fancy.
It's more than a sweatshirt.
This is the first time he's wore it. It's white and it doesn't have a stain on it, so it's his fancy sweatshirt.
It's fleeced.
Well, and that's the best thing about those dickies too. If I'm not mistaken, you can actually use them as napkins if you want to tuck them back in your shirt.
Oh no, they're not big enough.
He takes a triple extra. This is a true story because they are in every vehicle in our glove boxes in case we go somewhere. And oh my gosh, I forgot it at home. So he's got them made. He has them professionally sewn and then has put them in everybody's glove box. So when we go for dinner, he knows there's one in there. And he takes XXX camouflage T-shirts, takes them down to his seamstress. Yes, he has a seamstress. Takes them down to his seamstress, and she then cuts the sleeves off and sews them all professionally. So it is a giant bib that he puts on over his head.
They come right down over your lap, and they hang down over your back away, and oh yeah, they're awesome.
Driving in the car, you stop at Timmy's on your way somewhere, out comes the giant bib, camo bib. And you don't have to wash it because it's camouflage. It hides everything.
Since I lost so much weight, I've got several oversized T-shirts. And I got 4 actually, Redneck Country and different T-shirts. I got them ready to go down and get made into bibs, so I'll always have them with me. I'll be color coded.
Fancy. That's his fancy bibs.
I don't even know what to say about that. I'm sure that there's many people out there, including my brother right now with his taquito or whatever he's eating, I'd love to have one of those bib things to catch it from coming across the steering wheel or whatever he's holding on to at the time.
There you go. There you go, Dad. Bib coming your way, Jay.
Oh, I'm telling you, no kidding. Jay, I'll fix you up.
I'm not sure if the neck goes big enough, though. You got to put it over the head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shots
I'm trying to figure out how you get one on, but oh, you don't wear one. That's right.
I'm classy. I am truly classy.
So I got to find out. Did you shoot this week?
We pulled the trigger.
We attended a shoot.
We pulled the trigger.
Oh, what now?
Scores shall not be mentioned. Scores shall not be mentioned.
I didn't hear a whole lot from the two of you this week, so I was kind of imagining there was either a really good story that you're waiting for a podcast or something that you did not want to share.
Well, let me tell you, it was cold and windy.
Yeah. Well, let's start off with the targets were everywhere. That
was it.
Targets.
That's all I'm gonna. It was cold and windy. On to the next. So what'd you do this week, Bill?
Let me give a shout out to Bill, our buddy Bill Vokes. Yeah, I got to do this because we shot before him. We got there just in time to shoot, which was perfect because it was too cold to stand outside. You couldn't wear gloves warm enough, and you couldn't shoot barehanded, and it was. I did.
I shot barehanded because my gloves I couldn't get them. In fact,
one of the guys that shot with Bill, he had on these mitts where you fold them back, and he couldn't fold them back. It was so cold, and it took him 10 minutes to get a shell out of his gun and another one in, and he was slowing down the whole squad. But anyway, we went out to shoot, and the wind was blowing straight across, diagonal, in front of the trap house. So your hard rights were screamer rights, and your hard lefts were climbers. I mean, they just buffeted up and then jumped again. And so it made it really difficult. And we both shot 20s in the singles. And so when we come off the line of the singles, Bill and his squad was ready to go out and shoot the singles. And I just said to him, I didn't want to throw him off. I just said to him, Bill, they're shootable. You just got to stay with them. And I knew Bill could do it. I knew he could stay with him. I said, you just got to stay with him. And he posted a 23 in the wind.
Oh, good for
singles.
him.
Yeah, I was so pleased. Well, then he went down to the handicap.
And he folded like a cheap lawn chair.
No. I was watching him, and in the first 15, he'd only dropped 2. In the first 15.
That's when Dad came and got me.
Because
I think high gun was a 46, if I'm not mistaken.
It was. And he started on station 3. So in the first 15 targets, he was only 2 down. He only had 10 more to go. But he went from the screamer rights. Now, this is back at handicap. He went to station 1 and 2, and he missed another 6 or 7 in station 1 and 2.
See, that's why I say if he listens to this, it's his motivation.
He was doing it.
Not to be a lawn chair.
He's going to slap you.
I know he is. But I can't get him to say 2 words with his mouth full, so I keep trying.
He had 13 out of 15 in the first 15, and then he dropped 4 on station 1 because every target was left, and then he'd chase it and shoot, and then it would jump again. And then even after that, it would jump again. I mean, it was just terrible. The wind was blowing straight across, and everything that was thrown into the wind, you had no idea what it was going to do.
Yeah, it's a tough time of year to shoot, I can tell you right now. We went out Saturday, I guess. Candace is getting a little frustrated because she doesn't know what from week to week how to dress, because one week she's too cold, and then she gets.
Is her fashion advisor? Right. Is her fashion advisor's not giving her the tips, Bill?
Well,
are you slacking?
I tried to let her know to take the scarf off, because she had this scarf on that I don't know how she could get that gun mounted, and she did not shoot well the first round. It was very, very frustrating.
I could just see it now, dear. Mossy Oak does not go with Realtree. We're not going to have this conversation again.
Yeah, this isn't the right place for that conversation.
That is Max 4, and it does not go with Realtree hardwoods. So take that off.
Yeah, right now you're embarrassing me in front of these people.
Are you hunting deer? Or are you hunting ducks? I'm so confused.
She was very, very, wanting to do better, and trying to help out in the wintertime is tough too, because you want to change a little bit or change this or try that.
It's just winter. It sucks, right? This terrible, ain't right? Winter in Arkansas. It's winter in freaking Canada. It sucks.
And the targets, we were shooting on a field, and it wide open field in front of us. Anybody that's ever shot at Toronto International, great club. But when we get the wind coming to us, or the targets jump, and then when the wind comes from behind us, the clubhouse is right there, and the field that they always open up is directly in front of the clubhouse. So the wind comes across, and then it's weird. Sometimes the targets that are left or right, not the screamers necessarily, but the soft left, soft right, they don't come up at all. They're like almost like a rabbit target from the sporting clays or something. Because I had 2 targets that I don't think cleared the height of the trap house, and they were just coming across, and they dropped right off. And Frank looked at me, because he was on the station beside me, and he kind of pointed like, "What was that?"
With his middle finger.
Yeah, he was not impressed. And then I had one on station 3 was like wobble trap. That sucker shot out of the house and went straight up like I've never seen before. And Frank looked at me like, I don't understand what's happening. But we shot okay, and it's just nice to get out. We shot 2 rounds. I think I shot 19 the first round, and I think I shot a 22 the second round. But trying different things. I tried music this time, and it seemed to work out okay for me. But it's wintertime. What are you going to do? You can't base your summer progress on your winter shooting. It's just getting out there and pulling the trigger is the fun part.
You got it.
I don't know if it is the fun part. It's just freaking cold.
Yeah, Candace actually said to me too, she goes, I don't like the shooting in the cold thing.
Well, this week's been extra cold. I mean, there's cold days, and then there's cold days. And I don't mind a day when you can take your glove off to shoot 5, and then warm your hand up, and then take it off to shoot another the next 5 at the next station. But you could not take your gloves off. You just could not. And even the gloves I had were not keeping my hands warm. It was terrible, bitter cold.
we lucked into, and I don't know if I mentioned this on the last podcast or not, but Frank had these rechargeable hand warmers, and they're made by a company called Weeeellllll. And I don't know how to if I pronounce that right.
How
but
does that go?
Ocooppa. They're a rechargeable hand warmer, and you put them in your pocket when you're shooting. If you got a pad that you put on the ground, you put your gun on your foot, and then you can just warm your trigger finger up in between shots. And I tell you, it just takes the edge off. I wear gloves, but having this in little wee thing in my pocket, it'll last 9 hours. And it just takes the edge off and makes it that much more comfortable to shoot in. But Weeeellllll, Ocooppa is the brand name of this, and I got it off Amazon and got one for Candace, one for me, and I tell you, it makes the shooting a little bit better.
The problem with that is we had a guy not show up in our squad. So did Bill on his, and with just 4 shooters, you didn't have time to stick your hand in your pocket. Because we're fast shooters, and the next thing you know, like you no sooner get the shell out and another one in, and it's around to you. So your hands are exposed all the time. You don't get a chance to rest the gun. You don't get a chance. You're just up again already. So, yeah. And Todd's particularly fast when it comes to that. Like as soon as that guy's shot, he's yelling, pulling, he shoots quick, and the next thing you know, it's around to me again.
I thought I was taking my time.
Oh no, you were fast.
Taking your time. You are a typical fast shooter, though. Yeah, typically fast,
and fast out of the house too.
Yep. But you're already ready before the next guy. This guy's got his gun.
Oh, I'm ready, but I wait to yell pull. Like I think I'm taking too much time.
Heavens no! Oh, heavens,
I do.
No.
I've asked that. I said to the Souser, "Am I taking too much time?" Oh, don't worry about it, he says.
It's all good. Yeah, you guys still in your winter league then, I guess, eh?
Yeah, well, if that's what you want to call it.
We've only done 4 shots or four shoots out of 10. We still got 6 to go.
Oof, that makes for a long winter when you're having to fight the cold and the wind like this.
Right?
It does.
But
agreed. It's nuts out there. I'm not a fan.
No.
I'm not a fan at all.
Yeah. Did you guys get up to anything else this week of interest?
So not really. I got my new fish finder came in for the battleship.
Yeah, I saw that on the. So tell me what you got. Tell me a little bit about this newfound excuse eliminator.
Well, it was a Christmas gift in a roundabout way.
From Cabela's to Todd, or
well, so Jen got me a new podcast mic, believe it or not, but I can't use it with my system, and we've already got some pretty high end mics. So, full disclosure, she thought she was doing great, so she had to take that back. So that was considerable amount of money. And then
did you make her take it back, or did you take it back on your own?
No, she took it back so that I could get the fish finder. So hold on. So then Mom and Dad got me a camouflage suit. Well, I've already got a lot of camouflage suits. That's it. But it was a good deal. It was a nice suit, yada, yada, yada.
It was reversible.
It was reversible. But
orange and camo. And he doesn't have the camo cover
for the rifle season wedding or the bow season wedding. I got it.
Yeah, but I wear a orange vest.
He doesn't have the orange coveralls. So I thought this was a really nice outfit. And then I realized when I look back at the hunting pictures, he has an all one piece that he always wears. And that's all camo. And then what he does is he just puts the orange outer shell on like a vest to give him the orange when it's necessary. And I thought,
this wasn't like a 3-piece go to church suit. This was a suit that you'd wear out in the field.
Oh yeah, it was full blown insulated. Like it was a good hunting outfit.
2 pieces. And
I thought you were talking. I honestly thought you were talking like a suit.
Who do you think I am?
Yeah, I figure you camouflage. That's why I said.
This is like people take their impressions and they impress upon the other people what they would think, and they make those assumptions.
Right.
So you see the problem with the world today. I don't do that. I'm an open book. I don't ever impart my thoughts or my impressions on others. But you just did that to me. So because you
and
think
I do believe that your wife in the background was awful.
Jen just fainted.
Lights are a little hot tonight.
Jen just fainted. She's holding on to a wall up there. She pretty near fell over with that statement.
Anyway, no, Bill, it was not a Sunday suit. It was a hunting outfit. And
I said to my wife, "Oh, this is perfect. This will give Todd the camouflage coveralls." He's making fun of me because I'm the large pumpkin. I'm completely orange.
the great pumpkin. He's full-blown orange with a tree harness on. It looks like the face of the pumpkin.
It was his size. It was a coat and the coveralls, and it was reversible, and it had the pockets. Everything was handy. I thought, oh man, this is neat. And then afterwards, she said, "What's the matter?" And I said, "I just looked up the hunting pictures. I'm not sure this is going to go over because he's got that one piece camo that he's in love with. It's all one piece." And then
when it's silent.
Are you the type of guy that somebody gives you a gift and you says, "I don't like this"?
Never, ever. Dad, back me up on
but
this.
It sounds like you.
What happened?
This is the first time ever.
But I have to do this because we're never sure positively with anything we buy anybody.
Yeah, I get that. I really do.
Yeah.
I am the easiest person to buy for, by the way. I have more hobbies than anybody on the planet. I got more hobbies than spiders got eyes and legs combined.
Christmas morning, I always say, listen, if it's not your color, it's not your pattern, if it doesn't fit just the way you like it, if there's anything you would rather return instead of keep, you cannot hurt our feelings. We do not want to waste money. We do not want things go to waste. And so this year, my son-in-law, because he's so tall, he's 6'6", and he's got long arms and long legs, and we even measure the stuff we're buying. Last year, I measured every shirt to make sure they were extra long sleeves, and every shirt and piece of clothing he returned because it didn't fit right. So I told him, I said, "You better give me a list of tools."
That makes a disclaimer before handing out presents.
I said, "You better give me a list of tools or something that you want this year because we're not buying you any clothes." He said, "Oh, that's good." And he agreed with that. So he returned to nothing this year. But anyway, I said to Todd, "Okay, I've seen this outfit you wear, and I know that when you start tracking deer, you lots of times just take the whole thing off because it's too hot to move in." And I said, "This is not going to be handy to do that, this outfit. And I know that you like wearing it for bow and other seasons, and you just use the outer or the orange shell when you need to and take it off when you don't, and it's versatile. If you don't want to keep this, because it was very expensive, I don't want to see it hang in your garage and only get used maybe once every other year or something." And he said, "Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to put it towards the finder." And I said, "Hey, I'd sooner see the money."
First time I've ever done it. And because right before deer season, or right before duck season, actually this year, me and my wife, actually, I have like 5 totes, like big totes of my hunting clothes, because I keep them in totes, scent-free things. And then Jen's like, "You need to get rid of some." And I'm like, "I really do. Like, I have way too." And we actually made that because not only do I have that one piece, but then I also have overalls. I also have a couple, like 3 big giant coats that one, I just said, I'm not going to wear hunting anymore. I'll just wear it. And now I don't have to worry about it being scent free. I'll just wear it out and about like a regular coat. Right. And I got and then I have all my insulated duck hunting clothes that are separate from all my deer hunting clothes, and
you accumulate over the years,
right? Things I've got so many clothes. I actually said I'm gonna have to get rid of some of these because that's a nice outfit right there. I just don't wear it. And then Dad gave me some for Christmas. So at that point, I've never sent Christmas gift back ever because I am the easiest person to buy for, and I am over the top. Always happy.
Usually we do good. Usually he's got a list that you can't fill, but this time,
stuff. Sometimes, when you get a little bit older, you get a few more things there. And at this stage of our lives, I don't know about you, Toad. I'm actually trying to purge. I don't need any more stuff. I'd like to try to get rid of stuff. For hunting clothes specifically, I can't because I've got Cheyenne, I've got Violet, I've got Candace, I've got
you got to keep them for them, right?
I got the whole crew here that will be in the bush, and I need to either have 5 of everything eventually, or kick some kids out, and I don't have to keep things in my house anymore. So
I hear you.
So anyway, my wife says to me, "Well, do you think there's a chance he'll return it?" And I said, "I think there is. It isn't going to bother me though, because then he'll get something he really wants. So we'll see." But we did find this. We tried to bring him into the classy world a little bit. We did find this really nice leather jacket that I just thought it was one. It looked like Todd to me, and it wasn't an old man's leather jacket. It was.
Do you hear that?
Really
but
cool.
It looked like me. See?
It looked like Todd. I thought, oh, it's his size. We even had the guy in the store ask him what size he was. Put this on. Let's check. Oh yeah, I said that's Todd. We did, and
Good grief.
I said,
poor
okay.
feller.
And so yes. And so he did open that jacket, and he was surprised to get that leather coat, that winter coat, and he does wear it. And I got to tell you, I think it looks good on him. Whether he thinks it does or not, I don't know.
I'm cool.
I think it looks
The
good on
Fonz
him.
has got nothing on me.
Yeah.
Like the old Fonz. The Fonz when he was the Fonz.
We didn't totally mess up. So anyway, the outfit was returned. And
So the outfit went back, the microphone went back, and then Boxing Day rolls around, and I get a notification. I get emails every day from Cabela's and Bass Pro and all that, right? So
I'm going to buy stuff.
Yep, up comes this more than half price off a Garmin, a 7-inch. What is it? The Garmin UHD 75 SV fish finder, and with transducer. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I need a new fish finder. I'm rolling an old black and white that just tells me the bottom, right? Just so I know if I'm floating over structure. Yep. Well, this thing, I haven't even fired it up yet. I haven't had time, but it's got Navionics built in, which I believe we spoke about before. Like it gives you the weeds, the depth, so you know where the weeds are in every lake. Like it's insane. So it's got that. It's got Wi-Fi on it, so I can hook it up to my phone. Like I need that. I'm in a kayak.
You got Wi-Fi in yours?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, I haven't fired it up yet, but yeah, that's what it says. So you can do the updates from your phone and hook it up. But I doubt I'm going to use it. That's just going to suck battery, right? But anyway. So it's got that, but the beauty is it's got side scan and downward imaging. So not only is it going to show me what's right below me, it will go over 100 feet both sides of my kayak to show me structure. So
that's awesome.
Right. So now when I'm fishing these tournaments, it's not like hope I roll. Like the one tournament that I actually caught some decent fish in last year was just because I happened to row over top of this ledge that you wouldn't even know was there. And there's a ledge
you
there.
Did your research before you went on the lake?
Well, possibly, but who's got time for that? Ain't nobody got time for that. So now I go rolling. I'm going to be able to see structure 200 feet, like 100 foot both sides out my boat right below me. Plus it's got all the Navionics. So we're going to be able to plan where we're going, what we're doing ahead of time.
I think you did right by that one too, based on the screen size. Because my screens were too small to have the crispness in the side imaging, but that little bit bigger, like the 7 inches, which you got, I think I only got 5 in mine, but that extra little bit bigger.
There's a joke in there, but it's too obvious. So we'll keep going.
It's too
Just
obvious.
know that mine's bigger than yours, but yeah, keep going.
Yeah, I'm going to skip right over that.
That's all I heard.
But that side imaging, I was interested in buying that technology for my boat, but I decided just to go with 2 of the exact same units. But I'm anxious to see, from you if it's as good as they say it is.
Yeah. Oh, and half price. Like I showed my mom. My mom's like, "Oh, did it come?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll show it to you here on Cabela's site. It's back up to $1,399."
Yeah,
crazy.
He didn't just show it to his mother. I've heard this story. Everybody he runs into, he tells this story 100 feet out each side, and he's telling his mom she doesn't like fishing.
She asked me about it.
She wanted
did you
to
get
know,
your fish finder?
Did you get what? Did you spend the money from the suit on what you wanted?
I think she was looking for a yes or no answer. That's pretty much what she was looking for.
Now she can use it.
She says, "Well, why do you want to see 100 feet out each side?" "Well, I can see the logs and why do you care if there's logs and rocks?" And she's asking all these questions, and he's getting perturbed. "Well, that's where the fish are. What do you mean? That's what do you mean? I can see obstructions. Now I can see drop offs." "Well, what do you care what's under the water? You just want to find them." And like, oh my gosh, I thought I'm just going to sit back and watch this because she couldn't give a flying
people
banana.
Like my mom are lost. They hear the word fish finder and they think, "Oh, it finds the fish." And it's not the case.
On my, we were fishing in that charter with Nick Obermach, pond predator. There's fish charger, and he's like, "Oh, there's a muskie that just came up to the back of the boat." I'm like, "How the heck do you see that?" I've been watching this thing for 25 minutes and I can't tell a thing. He's like, "Oh, there's a fish coming up."
He wasn't looking at the fish finder; he's using the force.
Yeah, that's what he was doing.
Or he was looking over the side of the boat.
I don't think I have ever seen a fish on a fish finder. I never use it for looking for fish. It's structured, drop-off,
right?
depth.
And that's it, right? And but like there's YouTube videos on it that goes like, okay, you could see on the side scan if you have a big black void, it's because the beam comes from the actual transducer and goes down. And so if you have a black spot, well, then that means that there's structure in front of that because the light's not hitting the black spot, right? It's blocked. So that if you have like if you have it on amber or whatever color, if you have an amber dot with complete black around it in that black space, then you know that's a suspended fish because it's above the structure and the sonar hit it. And that's what you're seeing. And that's a fish. And I'm like, yeah, I'll just look for structure. And really, that's what fish finders are, right?
I'm with you, Bill. Like, I don't. Yeah, how many times have you sat through ultrasound? Like, I get every year. I get sit through 3 or 4 ultrasounds,
Never.
And I'm looking. I go, what are you looking at? What do you see there? How can you see? I feel like to ask. Is there anything else?
I got 2 daughters.
Is there anything else swimming around in there besides my organs? Like, what are you looking at? Like, I just don't get it.
But yeah, people like my mother, they hear fish finder and they think, oh, it finds the fish. Well, you got to find the fish. It will find the structure and the drop-offs.
You still got to do the job. It's not like you're going to guarantee you're fishing the boat.
This just makes it easier. And I mean, the technology, I haven't even got it fired up yet. I got to get it going because it's got, I've read about it. I've watched YouTube videos. It's got so much technology built into this thing. It's absolute insanity.
Yeah. I took a whole Saturday. It was, and be very careful with that card that the Navionics comes in, because if you inadvertently format that by deleting what was on it, you would no longer have Navionics.
Preloaded, my man. Garmin has Navionics, and then they've got their own Clearview. Canada Clearview, I think, is the map loaded in mine, and it's they do extra jazz. I haven't really researched all of it, but they take Navionics and then they add extra jazz to the Navionics stuff too. So yeah, but it's all built in. Now to update it, I could do the card thing, or apparently I can. It's got Wi-Fi, so I can connect it. But.
So you can do it right from that. But when I was doing, I'd sit on my computer and I'd look at different lakes, and then I'd pre-program points into the Navionics card as waypoints, and then I could upload them from the USB to my machine, right? My fish finder. But for whatever reason or however I did it, I deleted the mapping software from the Navionics SIM card, or the I guess
you didn't tell
stick.
Me you did that, Bill.
Well, I don't tell you everything. and the Hummingbird was at Navionics. I don't remember who I called, but they were very nice people, and I probably dealt with boneheads like me, the almost guy, a lot. And I had to provide them proof of purchase and all that stuff, and beg and plead, and they sent me the program again as a one-time upload onto my card, and I got everything back. But
there you go.
I thought I was in trouble because it was a $300 delete button is what I just hit.
Yeah, no doubt. No, and I haven't even gotten into it. I'm excited to get it fired up. I haven't had the time, and I downloaded the app on my phone. The Garmin has Active Captain that connects to it and everything. I just haven't had time.
If you put the transducer in your bathtub, I promise you it will not work. So don't try that. Put it on demo mode and start to learn.
Even though I got some rocks, I put some rocks in there, some little tiny fish.
Put your kayak on the pool table. Maybe get kid into the captain's chair. Oh,
well, that's it now.
3 foot depth right there.
My kayak's in storage right over in the garage, and so now I gotta get it outfitted. So I gotta get it back. I know it's some chore to get it down in here, sitting near the pool.
We're a little early yet. I mean, we're just starting to get some hard water and starting to hear some guys actually getting out on the lake and catching fish. It's a little bit too early for me, but.
No, I know it. I seen our buddy Growler there. He's like, 5 inches ice. I'm going. I'm like,
no, not a chance.
I've seen you, Growler. I think you should give it another 10 inches yet.
Well, I saw Nick Obermach. He was fishing there, and I don't think that there was 2 inches of ice by the looks of it.
Oh, I know. And our good buddy, Petey Pavasek, he's been out. He just posted pictures today that he was out. And I'm like, oh my gosh. No, like I'm nervous ice fishing, period. Like to me, this was always, I think I said this last year, it was always kind of nuts. So Scotty would say, hey, we're going to rent a little I don't know, shanty on the ice for a couple days. Okay, hold on. So we're going to drive a truck on the ice out to where the weight of that truck's going to sit to a shanty that's going to house us all that weighs something that's on the ice. Then, not just that, we're going to affect the structural integrity of the ice by drilling a bunch of holes by our truck in the shanty through the ice, and then we're going to heat it. I'm not certain that this is the smartest human invention type of deal that we've ever come across.
I tell you, I get nervous. Unless they're driving on the lake, I don't like to go out on the lake. I've had a lot of. I'm not going to say near misses. That's not true at all. I mean, but I've had a few times out on that lake where I'm second and guessing whether this was a good idea or not. And the second you drive your vehicle out on the lake, your insurance is null and void anyways. So I've never driven my vehicle out there. So, but when my son and I ice fish, I think I told the story in the podcast before, but we had about 8 inches of ice. It was very safe by everything I felt safe on. And the pressure crack came and it cracked right through my hut. We packed up in a hurry and left. There was no fear of that opening up, but it's just when you hear that crack coming from a long piece away, and then it just like the lightning bolt goes right through the center of your where you're sitting. I don't think any perch is worth that.
That's a hard pass.
If your dad falls in the lake, the St. Lawrence River in the summertime, there's a good chance that he's going to be okay. In the wintertime, I'm not liking my chances. It's pretty cold out there right now.
Oh, I hate them pressure cracks when they come echoing across the lake. Oh, I hate it. Oh, yeah.
It's very unnerving for sure. And
yeah.
A lot of people are spending time out in that lake and catching a lot of really nice fish, but I like the warmth of my home.
They're all pumped. I don't know. And then see the size of fish I catch, I'm going to have a hard time because I'm not sure an auger's big enough to be able to pull. I mean, not to sound cocky or arrogant or anything, but I'm not sure that there's an auger big enough, and that's a lot of work. So then I'm sitting there with this giant on, and somebody's got to scale out the hole, and it's 10 inches thick. Like, come on.
Come on, yeah. What are you thinking there? Not to sound cocky or arrogant or nothing, but
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I have traded ice fishing for football this year. Ever since Christmas got over and everything's been put away, I've been glued to the TV set watching the football games, and it's been inside and it's been terrific.
I didn't think you were going to bring that up today. I got today's a bit of a sad day. And I won't go down this path too much because it's near and dear to my heart. But I'm a Alabama Crimson Tide football fan. And we had the national championship game last night, and we lost. We lost. Yeah, so. And my NFL football team doesn't play anymore because they're out. So I'm just enjoying football as a whole and the warmth of my living room and a nice cup of tea. So all good.
Nice cup of tea.
Yep.
Sure, not watching figure skating, Bill?
Nope. Maybe I'll pass on that. Doing an awful lot of work in that Volkswagen, though. Holy smokes.
Well, I was going to say, we haven't got to what you did this week aside from shooting, but So that's what you've been working on? Working on the Volkswagen?
And I did an awful lot of work on the Volkswagen, and it's like I tell you guys before when I was doing the job on my fishing boat, it's kind of like that kid's book. If you give a mouse a cookie, if anybody doesn't know it, it starts off with a little wee tiny thing. Yeah. In our house, we read the book that if you give a mouse a cookie and then it turns into this big thing, like, one thing leads to another, which snowballs into now the house is falling apart because there's so much work to be done. But if you get into a little bit of the Volkswagen work, it leads to, well, this line doesn't work. And then when you break that, now you have to fix this. And now I'm like $6,000 into a restoration on a car that was supposed to be on the road for, relatively cheap.
Is this the new one? Is this the one that you were just going to get going and put on the road?
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then the biggest problem with these vehicles is once you finally get it all done and you get on the road and you realize how slow it goes, then you're like, well, now I got to spend like another $40,000 on an actual car or something to tow it.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. You're not dragging this thing.
Candace, you want to go for a cruise? No, I figured I'd jog tonight.
No. Don't
you
listen
can go.
to him,
I'll
Bill.
run beside you.
This isn't a dragster. This is just a really nice little cruiser.
It's going to be a nice little cruiser, and I've got every day I do a little bit of work, and my hands are busted up, and I swallowed more rust this weekend from trying to replace brake lines, because when I had to replace a steel fuel line. I'm not going to get into this too much, but I had to replace a steel fuel line. But to do that, I had to open up a hole in the firewall. But when I tried to open up the hole in the firewall, I nicked the brake line. So now I got to replace brake lines. Well, the brake lines connections are not the same as they were originally when I bought the new set. Oh.
Now, did you nick the brake lines, or did somebody nick them and you just assumed it was you? But really,
somebody cut my brake lines. I'm not even on the road yet. But I tell you, I am really enjoying the project, though, and it is a stress reliever. As much as it's stressful, it's kind of rewarding to start to now finally. I'm kind of over a little bit of a hump, and I'm starting to see things come back together, and if gas tank, I got it relined and repainted. Now that goes in, and little things are small wins, but yeah, that was kind of the weekend. And then I also, for all those who like to eat, I did a couple real nice racks of ribs this weekend. Yeah, and in the absolute almost guy fashion, it was the windiest day in the last 2 weeks.
And you're trying to smoke out there and keep a temperature.
I did.
Don't they teach you anything at Weber School?
Yeah, when you get the meat out and you check the weather after you've already got your meat thawed and seasoned, it's probably the wrong order of operations.
Were they good?
Oh, they were tasty.
They look good. You sent me a picture. I didn't get any texts all week. That's the only that's the only text I get from you, and it was just for you to gloat. And I thought, geez, who it really is, Bill? I don't even know if I know.
Do you know why I sent you that text message?
Because I sent you one first.
Yeah, you did.
I can't remember what mine was.
Bacon wrapped salmon. That's or something.
Right. Bacon wrapped salmon. That was good. That was really good.
You wrap bacon around anything, it's good.
That's true story.
We had homemade garlic bread. I was on Instagram, and I get all these food things that come up now that I'm not complaining about at all. But they had this garlic bread. Oh, I said I got to try that.
So Instagram knows what you like, and it automatically hits you with this stuff.
I'm going to tell you this, and this is only because it's the podcast. But I'm going to tell you this. Instagram is scary.
Because you ain't kidding.
I didn't say a word, not one word. I had my phone in my room, and I got new underwear for Christmas.
Okay.
And the new underwear brand.
You saved this for the podcast.
I saved this for the podcast. The underwear brand is called Sax. SAXX.
You're just now getting these?
Hold on.
These are revolutionary. This is like the 4 years ago for me. Yeah.
Look, this is the strange part. Instagram, I had my phone in my room. I didn't say a word while I was in my room. I didn't open I grabbed the underwear out of the underwear drawer after my shower. I put the underwear on. I get dressed, get a drink, go watch the football game, turn my Instagram on, and scrolling, and the exact pair of underwear that I just put on was on an ad. I'm not kidding you. I took a picture, a screenshot of it, and sent it to my wife and said, "This is creepy."
And she said, "Hey, who's that?"
Yeah.
That's the reason you got those, Bill, because she already seen that ad.
I was very, very disturbed when I opened Instagram and said, I mean, we talked about this before about things we talk about. And Instagram picks it up and figures out what you say and gives you ads.
So you're telling me it knew you put this underwear on, and that's what
this is a conspiracy that Zuckerberg or whoever it is.
They got cameras in your house, Bill.
You just discovered you're under surveillance.
Yeah, that's
For my underwear drawer is under surveillance.
Let's play with the almost guy, and all right, put the satellite. He put underwear, put that on his phone. Quick, go. He's about to pick up his phone.
Of all the people they can mess around with, they mess around with the almost guy.
That's awesome. You never said a word. Now, I will say that the underwear is revolutionary. I won't wear anything else. Not that we're sponsored by Saks or anything, but now that's one sponsorship I'll pick up because they're not cheap.
No. I got one pair for Christmas. I didn't get multiple pairs. I got one pair, and I love them. So, but apparently Instagram knows
now
I love
laundry
them.
day is no longer every 30 days. You've had to shorten that up to like every 2 weeks.
That's it. So,
Is this
my laundry days in half.
Is this just for special occasions, like one pair? Like
they're camouflage. I can wear them hunting.
I'm not comfortable talking about
I was going to leave it as it was.
Pair.
You
I
asked.
have a camouflage pair. They are pretty comfy.
Yeah. Anyways.
oh Lord.
I think that's
I'm wearing rocket popsicle ones today, Bill. Just so you know.
I'm really not interested. Not at all. Couldn't. No. Not interested. And if that shows up on your Instagram,
I will take a
not
screenshot and fire it to you. You're going to get it.
No. We started this podcast the wrong direction when we started talking about clothes and we went to underwear. Not interested in having that.
We're 46 minutes in. We haven't even got anywhere. I'm a little concerned.
Yeah, and I think that was a pretty good podcast. With not getting into too much more besides that.
We said we're starting this for therapy for us, and I'm laughing after some serious workage. I'm laughing.
Yeah, that's all this is meant to be, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yep. We now know they make sacks for. It doesn't matter what size your fish finder screen is. They make sacks for all folks.
One size fits most.
Oh no, mine's special, but
yeah.
Oh, good grief.
All right. I don't think I can top that with anything else, so I'm not sure if that's a good spot to end it or not. This week.
You know what? I think we just killed this one. We'll release it. I don't even know, but I say let's pull the pin on this sucker. Let her go.
Yeah, I think so too.
We got fishing in there. We talked about shooting.
We did. We got camouflage. We're good.
Yeah. I'll try not to. I'll remove Bill's picture from the actual podcast photo that goes out with it, so you don't have to visualize what has just happened.
I got the perfect face for radio.
My supper's simmering on the stove, and I'm not sure I'm going to have an appetite from now till next June.
I'm good for your waistline.
The almost guy diet.
Yeah, this is new year, new me, right?
Well, that just sacks.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, all right. I'm going to cut it now because we're getting into puns. All right.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Yeah, have a goodie, Bill. Thanks, man.
Stay warm.
Will do.
And that'll do it for this week, folks. For the Redneck Country podcast, I'm Bill, the almost guy Tom.
And I'm Todd. Thanks for listening. And folks, if you want to be part of the podcast or you want to give us some feedback or really contact us about anything, feel free to email us at podcast@theredneckcountry.com. Again, that's podcast@theredneckcountry.com. Thanks for listening. Talk to you again next week.